Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Pop.
I'm Kelly.
And we're some of the Veggie boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help.
That one's Rosie's cow.
Yeah, he's a big old boy. Woo. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to see you. Currently, we're working on feeding animals. We're just about finished. We have to dump in a few more buckets of grain, and then we'll be done. We have got an absolutely beautiful day on our hands. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 70s into the low 80s, which, always makes for a good day. We're going to have one more day where the temperatures are on the warmer side, but it is going to be getting cooler in the upcoming weeks. But that's to be expected. We're getting into the later part of the year. I mean, fall's here. Can you believe that? Something I'm happy to say is all the animals have been doing very, very well, which is, oh, you can't ask for better than that. That's wonderful. The last thing we have to do when it comes to animals this morning is move some calves around. So we're about to run one of these pens all the way over to the pastured cattle.
Okay, bring that.
Come on.
Don't go through the feeders.
Yeah, don't go through the feeders. So we moved a few calves out to pasture. We took the calves that we had here and we moved them over to our other pen. And we just put two brand new calves into this pen. They seem to be enjoying the extra room. Many times we get asked why we'll put the little calves into their own little sections. And the reason for that is just to monitor them, make sure that they're eating enough food, and to make sure that if one of them gets sick, the rest of them don't get sick as well. After we know they're healthy, they've been eating well, then we'll move them into a pen with some other calves. But in the beginning, we always like to keep them in those small little pens. That way we can just monitor and keep an eye on them.
There's a hole. Watch.
Yeah, okay, there's a big hole. Daniel just fell in a hole. Woo! What a way to get started off with picking peppers for the day. We just got a call that someone is there to pick up an order of hot cherry peppers right now. So we got to get the order picked, which is what we're working on. We got the two hot cherry picked. Daniel is gonna run these back to the farm right away for the customer. And Dad and I are gonna move on to the next thing that we need picked.
More hot cherry.
These peppers that we're harvesting currently are the third planting of hot cherry peppers. Now our first planting, it did really, really well. Our second planting, not so much, but this third planting, oh, this looks like the best one yet. I mean, look at these peppers. One thing I'll note is that we had some trouble with our hot pepper varieties this year, mainly in the part of just sourcing them. We were having trouble getting them from the place that we normally do. So we had to change a few things up. Now with the hot cherry peppers, that was one of the varieties that we had trouble getting, so we had to try something new. And for the most part, we like them. But compared to one of our tried and true varieties, they just didn't live up to the standards that we were used to. Thankfully, this third planting, the peppers actually have some more size to them, so we're not as upset about it right now. But when you have beautiful, large hot cherry peppers, everybody appreciates that because a lot of people will end up stuffing these. So by having larger hot cherry peppers, well, it just allows more people to stuff them and it allows you to sell more. Thankfully, they are gaining a little bit of size, so we'll have some more people in looking for hot cherry peppers, and hopefully they'll be able to stuff these and they'll be happy, because that's what we want, happy customers. Watch out over there, Dad. I just saw something go running through these weeds. I don't know if it was a mouse, if it was a snake, or what it was.
I hope it's not snakes. I hate snakes.
A lot of people will ask if we ever find snakes out in the field, and the answer is yes. And you always find them when you're not looking for them. A lot of times when you're moving different types of plants, they will be hiding underneath, or they'll be laying on the biodegradable mulch because, well, it absorbs heat. Now, the thing is, for the most part, we don't have many poisonous snakes. We got a few here in Northeast Pennsylvania, but even if you find one that's not poisonous, it still scares you because you don't expect them to be there. So you got to be a little careful while you're picking. A lot of people ask if we ever find animals or snakes or things like that while we're picking, and the answer is yes, you find them. And they always scare you. I don't care how tough you are. When you roll over some pickling cucumbers or you're digging through some peppers and something starts moving, whew, my goodness. It's scary. Well, maybe scary is not the right word. I'll use the word alarming. It can be quite alarming when things that aren't supposed to be moving start moving. Woo. We got 3.5 baskets of hot cherry. That's really good. That should hold us over for the weekend. Now we need to grab some jalapenos, which Daniel and I are going to be picking. Hold the phone. Daniel's going to be picking sweet banana. Dad is going to be helping me with the jalapenos. I love harvesting jalapenos when they look like this. Yeah, it's so much fun. Oh, peppers just fell.
I can't believe these aren't all cracked up.
No, they're beautiful. Daniel got his sweet banana picked. Dad and I both have a jalapeno picked. Daniel's helping with the jalapenos now. I'm moving over to the long hots. We've been picking peppers for a very long time. When we think back to our first harvest, how you basically walk the field looking for any peppers you can find to the point where you don't even move a spot and you have a basket. A lot of things have changed, but one thing that hasn't changed has been the quality of these peppers. From the beginning, they've looked really, really nice. And even up till now, they still look really nice. Something that we always try and figure out is how many peppers we've harvested over the years, and it's darn near impossible. I mean, we were trying to do that this year, just keep a tally of how many baskets we've picked and, you know, just try and stay focused on that. And rather early on, we forgot. But it's okay. It's okay. We know that we've picked a lot this year. We just won't know the exact number of what we picked. Now, for you guys at home, I have a question. How has your garden been this year? Let me know down in the comments. I know for us, for the most part, everything has looked really nice. But I get curious about you guys at home, how the gardens look and what grew well. If you were to ask me how things have been this year on the farm, I'd say very, very good. We're happy with what we've seen. But if you were to ask me what the best thing we have on the farm is, oh, that's a difficult question. I'd have to say tomatoes this year. Boy, those tomatoes are beautiful. Now that we're finished with the long hots, we're grabbing some Italian bell peppers or sweet Italian. Dad's already got 2 finished. We're gonna try and get 5 all together. Wow, these are beautiful. Well, the wagon is looking really, really nice. We've got a few different varieties of peppers on here. We have our hot cherry, we have our jalapeno, sweet banana, long hots, and now Italian elf. Wow, look at that. We moved to a different spot at one of the new plantings, and I think we're all glad we did, because these Cubanelle are giant. Wow. Hold on, Daniel, look at this pepper. Stand up. That pepper is almost the size of your head.
You're just holding it closer to the camera.
To give you an idea of where we're picking at, this is our first planting of peppers right here, this large area. Down past those trees is where our second planting is, and then right across this little road that we've made is where our third planting is. We don't really have to worry about disease too much, especially with where our first planting was put. There's not a lot of sitting water, so we are comfortable putting our third planting right next to it. We moved our second planting a little further away. That's planted in an area where it is a little on the wetter side, but as you guys have seen from the last couple videos, we haven't had rain in a little bit, and we're still pretty dry. We're dry to the point where we've actually had to irrigate. My point of sharing that with you is that we have 3 different spots where the peppers have just grown incredibly. All things considered, we've had a beautiful growing year, and if every year was like this one, oh, that'd be marvelous. Now that we've moved to a new spot, we want to grab some of these beautiful colored peppers. Dad is working on, what are you grabbing, orange? I thought I was grabbing orange. Well, Dad and I are working on grabbing orange. Daniel is grabbing some of these white peppers that also have some beautiful colors on it. And then we're also going to grab some yellow while we're out here.
You do know these are yellow and not orange. You're supposed to be picking orange.
Yeah, I ran out of orange peppers, so I started picking yellow peppers. They look good though, don't they? Beautiful. And there we have it, a beautiful wagon ready to go. Look at all those beautiful peppers on there. We're gonna take them back to the farm. We're gonna get what we can ran through the washer, and then everything sorted. We got all our peppers ran through the washer. It looks really, really good. Now we're gonna take them up into the farm market. We just got everything moved into the cooler. We filled it up quite a bit. Hopefully this stuff should last us until the weekend is over. I don't know if we want to pick any more peppers today. Now it is lunchtime on the farm, so let's see what we're having. Ooh, it looks like we are having sandwiches and some leftovers. We got done with lunch, and now myself and Dad are riding on our way back to the pumpkins. Daniel and Matthew already made their way out there. This is an exciting time because not only are we harvesting pumpkins, that's exciting by itself, but we're harvesting the large pumpkins. Look at Matthew over here. He is so excited right now. Who's ready to harvest some big pumpkins? Woo!
I don't know why.
I mean, this one's not that heavy, but...
How do we get the sheets off?
Oh, no. Well, there's our first big pumpkin on a pallet. Look at that thing. Beautiful.
Gotta roll it back.
Well, there we go. We got a full pallet.
Use a tarp because that keeps ripping.
Yeah, we're trying to think of what to use to get the larger pumpkins up off the ground. We were using this. We don't have any like sheets that are dirty or that we aren't using at the house, so it's like just trying to figure out what we're gonna use. But we'll get it. We'll get it. I have trust in us. So obviously that sheet that we had was breaking on us. We're not gonna be able to continue using it. So Dad is running home to grab one of our tarps for these larger pumpkins. Dad brought a tarp. We think this is gonna work a lot better, but this is the one we're all excited about. Matt's gonna cut the stem. Oh, now it has to be picked.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
I think Dad's got all the weight.
There we go. There it is. How much do you guys think it weighs?
250.
250 pounds? What about you, Matt?
252.
Oh, come on.
I left you some room.
What do you say? 25 pounds, guys?
35 pounds.
I think we can go right up down there. Try to just put it over a little bit so that we have room for another one.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, this one's got weight to it too. So we'll just set it on the right here, on the ground or on the pallet.
Put it on the ground. Put it on its own pallet.
Now for the people that don't know where these large pumpkins came from, one of our viewers actually came and brought seed from some of the large pumpkins that they raised. And that's where these big ones have come from. We're happy to say that we've enjoyed raising them, and we're even happier to say that we're gonna be saving some of the seeds. Next year's gonna be fun too. You can really see which pumpkins are the largest ones. These two are pretty big, but up here in the front, I think we all definitely believe that this one is the biggest.
That's a pretty nice sized one. That one's got to be 100 pounds.
Yeah, feels like it. Now I remember last year harvesting a pumpkin like this was like crazy. This was like the size of our large pumpkins last year. And yeah, we raised much bigger than this one. Lift with the knees. Wow, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Those big old pumpkins. Now the goal is to get all these large pumpkins home without any falling off.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that'll be a task. But we'll have to worry about taking this home in a few minutes because we need to get some corn while we're out here. So that's where we're off to next.
Andrew, there's tomatoes need picking. Why are you going to get corn?
Well, Dad, let me just say, everything needs picking. I don't know what to tell you. We're picking one thing, it's gonna be the wrong thing.
That always happens.
As you've seen in our recent videos, we've done a lot of sweet corn picking, but we've just been picking into our wagon. We are gonna be going through with the tractor, and we're gonna be going over everything that we had already picked. One reason is that a lot of this stuff was young. Since it was young, we weren't able to harvest every year, and we're trying to be thorough. You know, for it being as dry as it has been, these ears are actually nice size. Well, there we have it. Full bin of sweet corn ready to go back to the farm. It wasn't too hard to find sweet corn. One thing I will say though, it was hard to get it off the stalk. It's been dry, it's hot today, and the corn is holding on to it. Now that we're home with all our pumpkins, and I got an ice cream cone, we gotta figure out what we're gonna do with all these. I think we're gonna take the large ones and set them over here by the mums. Smaller ones, not 100% sure yet, but we got a lot of big pumpkins here. I'm sure the customers will be, more than anything, excited to see them. Well, I don't know how many people will want to buy one, for example, this size, but it'll be cool to see them.
Put like 6 or 8 on a pallet to see.
The only thing that could have made this pumpkin picking experience better was if Callie was here, because I would love to see her buy all these large pumpkins. I'm not carrying it. 48 pounds. 48 pounds.
65.
65, you're kidding me. 55. 55 pounds, wow. Oh, this one is heavy.
You left with the back.
Oh, I'm gonna guess 120.
130.
130. This pumpkin right here, 131 pounds right here. Big boy. I will say, using the phrase lift with your knees sometimes does not help you lift with your knees. This is bad show.
So that was like what, like 17 pounds?
Yeah. 131.
Let's go.
So we're gonna be putting the stickers with the weight of the pumpkins on each individual pumpkin. And then over
how
here,
much this pumpkin weighs?
this pumpkin weighs 100 pounds.
100 pounds?
Maybe this part of the pumpkin. This part of the pumpkin.
What happens if it's over 300? 1, 2, 3. Don't touch the camera. Watch out for the people. 157.
Here we got this big pumpkin right here, 157 pounds. We just got this pumpkin onto the scale, 124 pounds.
280. The big boy. Wow.
Coming in at a whopping 220 pounds. That is big for us. That is officially the largest pumpkin we've ever raised. 221 pounds. That's a big boy. No more hugging this pumpkin out in the field. Oh, it's gonna be sad days while we're picking. How do you feel about having a pumpkin that weighs more than you? Does that make you feel accomplished?
Do you think that weighs more? Someday we'll have a pumpkin that weighs more than me.
Yeah, someday, me too. Maybe. Probably not. Our last two pumpkins weigh in at 120 pounds and then 110 pounds. Just to mention some of the larger ones, we have a 220 pound pumpkin, our largest, 120, 110, 157, 124, 131 pounds, and just for reference, this one right here, this big one is 70 pounds. So those are some heavy pumpkins, and now they're all up here. If the customers want to take them home, we'll help them. We'll help them load them. Guess where we are? Out in the fields. How'd you know? We need to grab a few things for some orders. I know we need some eggplant and some peppers, and then we also need to grab some cucumbers and zucchini. And besides all that stuff, I think we're gonna try and get some round tomatoes picked. I'm not sure. We're gonna see what we have time for. It's starting to get later in the day.
I think we picked more eggplant this year than we've ever had picked. Me too.
I remember one year picking 50 some baskets to send to the auction, Dad.
That was a lot of eggplant that day. I think I saw eggplant in my nightmares. Because there's not dreams. There's no eggplant in dreams.
Dreams and nightmares. Nightmares or dreams? Eggplant was...
Nightmares are not dreams.
You thought I was...
Especially when there's eggplant in them. We've picked a lot of baskets today, and we're not done yet, but look at that beautiful stuff. Oh yeah, on to the next. Now you can see these cucumbers, they don't look too good, but there is still some growth in between each time we pick, so we need to walk through and grab what we can. Hopefully we find some stuff we have in order, but it's kind of It's an order that if we can't fill it, it's okay. It's one of those orders, but we're still gonna try and fill it. We were able to find some zucchini. We were also able to find some cucumbers for the order, so woohoo! Everything looks really good on here, but now we're over to one of our favorite spots, the tomatoes, and we're gonna be filling up the rest of our baskets with tomatoes. Airplane. Just got finished up here at the farm. We got everything put away inside. It was a busy day with lots and lots of picking. I'm ready to go home. As you can see, everybody, little change of scenery. I'm now home. I'm working on helping Lauren finish up feeding babies. I have somewhere I have got to go tonight. I am all dressed up, but mommy and the babies are gonna be here, and then a couple of the aunts are gonna be, oh, that didn't get on me, did it?
I don't know.
Oh, Ronnie's just spitting up like crazy. Not spitting up, but he's like, yeah, you're over there going, he knows, he's smiling. And then Lily over here, my girl, she just eats. Look at this, champ. Very good. What was I saying? I have somewhere to go tonight. So some of the girlies are coming over to hang out with Lauren. They're gonna help her with the babies. Since I'm getting ready to go, and since we've had such a long, tiresome day, that means this is where we're gonna be ending the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and we'll hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.